One of the first things people notice when they get to India is that the people drive really crazy. Anything and everything is on the road. Whether you have 2 feet or whether you have 4 feet, whether you have 3 wheels or 2 wheels or 4 wheels, you can be on the street in India. And the honking is deafening. If you're going to pass someone, you honk. If you want someone to move out of your way, you honk. If you just want to say hi, go ahead and honk. Now perhaps you're just out for a Sunday afternoon drive with your family. Or maybe you're out with your friends, giving the local tourists the hi sign. Or maybe it's just your regular Monday morning commute. But the rule of the road usually is cram as many people into a vehicle as possible and watch out for the cows. In India, there are cows in the road. There are cows in the middle of the road. In India, a cow gets to be wherever a cow wants to be, even if it's having a snack right in the middle of the road. Now, if you're interested in a little more exotic form of travel, you might want to try an elephant. But if elephants don't float your boat, how about a camel? In Rajasthan, which is mostly desert, there are lots of working camels. And they get close enough to you to spit in your face if they were so inclined. Now, Aparna warned us that if you get in one of the rickshaw taxis, you take your life in your hands. But what's a trip to India if you don't take a few risks? So in John and I got, not knowing if we'd ever return. The Indians are hard-working people. Off to work they go, whether it's getting your eggs to market, or whether it's getting to the construction site on the very flimsy bamboo scaffolding, or whether it's making roti for lunch, or whether it's getting your bread to market, or perhaps reading a newspaper, waiting for the next person to come buy your bananas. Or you might go to the clothing store, or the fish store in the first car of the train, or the produce market, or the flower market, or the luggage department, or my favorite, the candy store as she sits right in her cart. Don't forget the restaurant and the rickshaw driver. The good thing about a rickshaw driver is if you get sleepy, hey, you can take a nap right in your cart. Now here's one of the most fascinating jobs, the street sweepers. They are the Dalits, the lowest caste, and the government pays them to sweep the streets. They get the dust out of the streets, even though it just comes right back. This man is a mason working on renovations for the Red Fort. Here's the local barbershop. Notice the man realizes he's being videotaped, and he gives me a thumbs up. Everyone in India knows the thumbs up. Here I'm being given a lesson on how to make print material.
Where are you from?
New York.
Hit one more time. Yes.
2 more times for New York.
Oh, yes. I know New York in that manner. Look at it. Like that we do the printing. It's a good teamwork. Please hold it. Because we are recorded right now.
There we go.
One of my favorites was the 2 young men who had learned to do a puppet show and performed it at our hotel. Of course, we ended up buying 2 puppets to bring home to our grandkids. But the best of all was the snake charmer, who unfortunately had a very uncooperative snake who just wasn't interested in dancing for him. But hey, it's all in a day's work, and even the snake charmer is worthy of his hire. One of the most famous sites in India is the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai. Then John and I went to visit Dharavi, one of the largest slums in India. where 1 million people live in the space a quarter the size of Central Park. It's hard to imagine life in Dharavi, where they have one toilet for every 500 people, no sanitation, no garbage disposal, and yet the people there are extremely industrious and don't even consider themselves destitute. In Agra, we visited the beautiful Taj Mahal, made of pure marble. It took 20,000 men 22 years to build this beautiful mausoleum made by a Mughal king to honor his deceased wife. Leaving this amazing wonder of the world, we drove along and saw what appeared to be cow pies, obviously used to build a very different kind of house. And here's an interesting sight, a man plowing his field. But when you look closer, what's that? Those are solar panels in the middle of his field. Later, as we're driving through a village, I'm looking at the construction of the homes, and what is that I see? It looks like a satellite dish. Maybe just a fluke, but we went on another half a block, and sure enough, these people not only have cell phones, they have internet and television as well. Definitely a land of surprising contrasts.